So before I recorded, I had to look up the statute of limitations for certain things. I may be sharing some secrets today, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's go. Hey friends, Lauren Michele here with Choosing to Shine. Got a new setup. Yeah, so I told you guys, I think last episode that my daughter had moved out, so I was able to take my podcast room out of the dining room and back into a bedroom so I can leave it set up. So that's really nice. So I've not styled the bookcase yet. I ran out of time. But just a few of my favorite things there. I collect flying pigs. That's so cute. But I wanted to film real quick because the lighting is really good back here because I actually get to see out in the backyard as well. So that may be a little bit of a distraction, but the light is really good. I hope it's better than the last setup because it was pretty dark in the dining room. So yeah, let's get started. So I already lit my candle because I don't have a table in front of me. But if you've been here before, you know I always light a candle with an intention of connection, healing, and deep conversation. And as humans, we are called to share our stories and our experiences with others so we can let each other know that we're not alone and we're part of a tribe, right? So that's what Echoes is all about. This is my experiences and my stories. And I'm really glad that you've joined me today. I don't know, I'm digging the space. I'm feeling good. I like it. It's a lot more private. I don't have to worry about like Amazon delivery guy like knocking at the, well, they don't really knock, but the dog barks anyway, right? Because they hear them there. So I don't know. I feel really good about it. So it's a little closer. I don't really have my table. Chloe is still here with me. You can probably hear her scratching right there. You making a nest? She likes to make nests. She's a little chihuahua, so they like to dig into the couch. You need another blanket? Here. Are you not comfy? Sorry. So what's been going on this week? Has anybody been following the story on the little orangutan Punch? Oh my goodness, he got his first hug this week. It's been so heart-wrenching. If you don't know, he is in a Japanese zoo and his mother rejected him. And he carries around this huge stuffy and he just pulls it everywhere with him. And that's like his little surrogate mom. And he's 7 months old and he's finally been accepted by someone. So I don't know, man. That's kind of what this channel is all about, right? It's self-love, acceptance, resilience. And it really touched my heart. If you have not seen that story, I highly suggest looking it up. It's pretty powerful. So let's see. Where do I do my cards? Oh, there's my cards. So let's give the cards a shuffle and see what we're going to talk about this week. Also, if you haven't been here, I pull a card each week and I answer a reflection card with my own experiences. So sharing a little piece of my history. Let's go with this one. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, what is a bug or insect that you love that most don't, and why? Well, I actually like a lot of bugs. I'm kind of weird that way. I do like snakes. I know a lot of people don't. I'm sorry, but I think Animal Kingdom is really cool. And yeah, I guess it's easier for me to answer what I don't like I'm allergic to fire ants, and that's a big problem here in Florida, right? Because there's fire ants everywhere. I don't like mosquitoes. They're really itchy, and I don't like yellow flies because they're also very painful and itchy, and we have a lot of those. And actually, we've been a lot warmer this last week, so the mosquitoes are back. My daughter and I, she's in the process of still getting some of her things, and we were standing on the driveway at dusk, and I said, I gotta go in. Like, the mosquitoes found me. I'm really itchy. And she's like, oh, is that what that is? It's been so cold. I forgot what they felt like. So, yeah, we're supposed to get another cold snap this weekend, but I'll make it through. You saw that other episode about cold weather and triggers. Yeah, cold weather triggers me. I'll see episode 1 for that information. So let's see. What is a bug or insect you love that most don't, and why? So, I don't know. I really love dragonflies, but I feel like a lot of people like dragonflies and butterflies. So I guess that's not something that most wouldn't. I think beetles are like extra cool, especially those, gosh, I can't remember what they're called now. I have some pictures of some that we found in the yard. They're like those, it's like iridescent beetle. They're like, I think, is it a scarab beetle maybe? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm sorry. There's this also really cool bug. It was a little tiny bug, but it was like blue. It was black with blue. And it was like changing colors, kind of. It was really cool. I have some videos of that too. I am very amateur videographer. I love to use my phone. I take my phone whenever I go outside. Excuse me, my wardrobe was having a malfunction here. I apologize. Unscripted and unedited, y'all. Let's go. So I'm always getting like videos of skinks and frogs and snakes and hummingbirds and owls. We have lots of owls. Every year we have a mating pair. We had twins last year. It was so cute watching them learn how to fish in the pond. And yeah, I'm in a rural area right outside of Tampa, so I get to see a lot of fun stuff. So I guess that was a really short question. So let me actually just pull another card here. Let's see. Describe the funniest teacher or mentor that you had in your life. Did their sense of humor change the way you saw them? Let me read the other side. Who's the funniest teacher or mentor you ever had, and how did their sense of humor influence you? I think I'll go with that one. Is that showing up blurry? I can't tell. So I had I had a couple really funny teachers. They were both male. One was my English teacher in the 12th grade. And he knew that like I hated like book reports, and I didn't do so well in school, y'all. I was like a average student, C's and D's, tell you the truth. I just did not want to be in school. I did not want to participate in any extracurriculars or anything like that. But I was running really close to failing that class at the end of the year. because I did the bare minimum, basically, right? So we had a really big book report to do. And I don't know, I can't even remember exactly what he said, but he just said like funny things like, hey, you know what would be really cool is if you went home and did your book report and stuff like that. But it was like so encouraging as well. Like he didn't do it in a sarcastic way. And I was like, okay, like I really like this guy. I think I might try. But then, you know, he like took me after class and he's like, look, if you fail this class this last quarter, I have a feeling you're not going to pass. So he like actually took me under his wing, and he's like, you got to do this big book report, which I did on the Black Plague. And I got an A on that. And he's like, you know, if you would have put in this much effort the whole year, you would have had an A in this class. But yeah, so I can't remember his name. I'm really terrible with names, y'all. I can't remember his name, but I remember his face. He was really cool. And then I had a marine science teacher that was also really funny. I don't know, do they do that in high school anymore? I don't know. I loved that class. We got to watch all the videos of, you know, when they first went down to the abyss, which was happening, because I'm old, y'all, which was first happening in the 80s. And so we got to like talk about that every week, you know, oh, now they found this, and they found the anglerfish, and they saw this and they saw that and all this cool stuff. Yeah, I won't be wearing this dress on camera anymore. I apologize. Oh man. I need to stop moving. ADHD, I can't sit still. But he was also really funny. I'm going to tell myself right now, like I said, I did not want to be in school. So every lunch period, well, I was also a smoker. Like I smoked a lot of cigarettes and other things, but mostly cigarettes. And my mom knew that I smoked. And you can't smoke at school because you get in trouble, right? Well, I'd gotten caught the year before smoking at school and got smoking weekend detention. So I told her, I was like, I'm just going to keep smoking at school. Like, I can't go through the whole day without a cigarette. So you just need to check me out every day. So she wrote me like this standing letter that I could leave the school campus or I was going to get in trouble for smoking. I don't think they'd let you do that nowadays, but you know, those are also the days where they wrote me a letter to go to the liquor store to buy them cigarettes and alcohol. So yeah, that was 1984, 1985. Which was put a stop to pretty, I believe actually it was that year, 1985, the store owner was like, yeah, they're really cracking down on this. You can't be driving up here anymore, getting alcohol and cigarettes for your parents. Which I had been doing since I was little. So my life was a mess. What was I talking about smoking? Oh, so I go off campus, and me and my best friend in high school at the time, we would meet at the Burger King, which was right in front of the school, and smoke a bunch. So, you know, we were nicotined up, and then go to school, and then we would check out for lunch, and go to the Burger King or the McDonald's or whatever, and do the same thing. So this one day my best friend wasn't there, and I was like, oh, like I feel kind of weird, like being out on my own. Like I didn't want someone to be like, oh, like you're skipping school, why are you out here by yourself or something, you know? So I asked this other friend who was in that science class to go with me. And she's like, well, I got my car today. We'll just run back to my house. And we chugged a couple, like one of those really tall beers. We each had one. I think her dad left them in the fridge, and then came back to class, and I could not stop burping. The beer smell. And the teacher was like, wow, like somebody had a good time at lunch today. Instead of turning me in, like he could have totally turned me in. But he just kept making these funny comments, and the whole class was laughing. Everybody knew who it was. I mean, they were looking right at me. My eyes were fully all glassy. Oh God, I was a mess. I actually, this week, I sat down and I was like, now that I'm doing this podcast, I should probably look up the statute of limitations on certain things, because I got some stories, y'all. Whew. Yeah, feral child. I got some stories. Yeah, and I think I'm good. I think I'm good to go. So I didn't hurt anybody that I know of. And yeah, so I think we're good. I don't know if I should tell them now. How's my candle doing? Oh, my candle's falling over. It looks like we're about halfway through. I don't know. Should I tell you guys now? Nah, I think we'll get too off track. But how about I do this? How about I go ahead and tell you, because I was being really cryptic on the last video about some things going on, and all those things are still going on, and I still can't talk about those things. But I guess this just involves me. So short story, and I'll elaborate more in different podcasts. But I used to be a little firebug. I don't know what that was, but I like to burn things. I was also a little kleptomaniac. So I got caught. Where did I get caught at? It was like the 7-Eleven. I had this little puppet on my hand, and I was like stuffing things in the puppet and then like talking to my friends. But the store owner, he like, this is pretty funny, because I just remembered the person that I was with. I'm still in contact with her on Facebook. Hi, Mary. So I believe her, correct me if I'm wrong, Mary, but I believe her uncle, I believe it was her uncle, was a police officer. And so was that her neighbor across the street? I do know Mary's uncle was a police officer, because there was another incident where I like ran away from home for a week. And I knew him previously from, he was the like rent-a-cop at the putt-putt that we used to always hang out at. But he was the one that talked to me after I came home. But back to the stealing story. So the 7-Eleven guy was like, oh, your puppet's so cute. Let me see it. And I was like talking to him. How are you today? And he like reached over and snatched it off, and all the candy fell out. So I was like, whoops. And he's like, I'm calling the police. I know where you live. And I guess he did know where I live somehow. Or I don't remember, but my mom was having a poker game at the house, which was a serious problem because they played for cash, right? So that was illegal. Like, you're allowed to play poker with fake poker chips, but they actually had probably hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the table. High stakes poker, right? So he tells me to go home and he's going to call the police. So I got to go home. I immediately pull my mom to the side. I'm like, look, I'm really sorry, but, I stole some candy. And she's like, look at all the piles of money. Why'd you steal candy? I don't know. It's just a thing. I do it sometimes. And then there was a knock at the door. I was like, oh crap, that was fast. I didn't think the cops would show up that fast. And then she's like, everybody shut up. She's like yelling in the back. We had a little, a sunroom in the back. So she closed the doors and then told them all to be quiet. And it was the person that I was with, it was her dad. And he's like, oh, your daughter's such a bad influence. They're not going to hang out anymore, blah, blah, blah. And then I think my mom asked, Lori said they were going to call the police. Do you know if that happened? He's like, I don't know, but the police should be called and all this stuff. So I was kind of on edge. The cops never came, but the poker game got broken up pretty early, and Mom was pretty upset about it. But I don't know. Candy was 4 pieces for a penny or something crazy. It was you got a handful of candy for 5 cents. It was just a thing. I don't know if it was attention, although it's not really attention because I would do it by myself too. So I don't know what that is. Oh, let's see. Statute of limitations. My mom used to pay me and my brother sometimes to do things to other people's cars who she didn't like that cheated in poker or things like this. So we would drop her off. We only had 1 car. So we would drop her off at the poker game and go somewhere, go out to eat or something, give them a little time to settle in. And then we go back and sneak around, crawl around, let air out of the tires and things like that. Just stupid shit. But yeah. Let's see. Keep going. Fire thing. I lit my elementary school's dumpster on fire, which I thought was going to be a cute little fire, but there was a lot of trash in there, and it went up pretty big. So we just stood there and watched it, and the fire department came, and they were like, you know who did this? And the whole neighborhood was out by that time. I was like, no, but we saw, we were riding our bikes by and saw what was happening. I was a bad kid. I got some other stuff in my adulthood I'm going to hold on to for a little while. I don't know how much comfortable I feel talking about that right now, but yeah, so you guys got to know a lot about me today. What else was I going to tell you guys? Did anybody do any journaling this week? We talked about journaling the last 2 weeks. I'm just curious if anybody gave it a try, if it was helpful. I had a friend of mine say she was going to try it. She never tried it. So I'm curious to see what she found out too. I like that. So I guess I don't have a big takeaway this week. I feel like this was a little more light and fun, which was good because I talked about some pretty serious stuff the last 2 weeks. But yeah, so I guess takeaway would be continue to journal and let us know how that's going. And this will be the last time you see this dress. So I hope you think it's cute. I look good in blue. I'm not wearing it anymore. So, yeah. Yes, y'all. I appreciate you being here though. And let's see what I was going to tell you. Also, Echoes is a living memoir. So if you want access to that information, let me get you the email address. It is choosingtoshineechoes@gmail. That is the address. You can also comment below. And I'm just keeping like a running transcript of all the episodes, and then eventually I'm going to piece them all together and make a story or write a book. I'm not sure yet. Write a blog. I don't know how I'm going to handle that yet. But yeah, I just wanted like all of it in one place. So also, if you're collecting the hearts of the week, you can comment below, or you can reach out by email and just let us know that you want the heart of the week. And there's no strings attached, no spam, I promise. I may ask you if you want to join our weekly newsletter, but that's it. And I don't even know if it's going to be weekly. I keep saying weekly. We haven't even started it yet. So I don't even have anything to send you other than the hearts and or the living memoir, the living document, if you want that. But yeah, we're going to have lots of fun stuff happening. And I'm enjoying my new space. And we'll see how it looks next week, because I'm going to change some stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And love to you all.